Let's create a table of contents. You know what that is. It's something that goes through my document one by one on various parts, tells me the page numbers. You might be thinking, I don't have a couple of hours. But if you've used heading styles, this is really quick. So here's a document. First off, are there heading styles in it? Because it is going to take a bit of time if there aren't. One way to determine that is to start clicking on things that I think might be heading styles. Usually they're formatted a little bit differently. And so if I click on this, look on the Home tab, I see, well, it's heading 1. And I could do that. But this is an 11-page document. I don't have the time for that. So a quicker alternative is to activate the navigation pane. The navigation pane is found in the View tab. It's a checkbox over here. And if there are headings, they will all show up inside the navigation pane. And what you'll see is the ones that are at the far left are heading 1s. If they're indented, they're heading 2. So if I were to click on this one and go to my Home tab and verify yes, it is a heading 2. And so there's lots of headings in this. It's actually, this is the text that I would see in my table of contents. A navigation pane actually moves me. It links me to the area that has the style. But what a table of contents adds as well is page numbers. And it's, of course, going to be inside the document, not next to the document. And so let's actually create it. So I am going to make some space. Usually you put a table of contents at the beginning. I just added a page break, put my cursor up in that new page, and then go to the Reference tab of the ribbon and look into the table of contents, which is the first option. Now, the difference between the first two is only in that verbiage right at the top. So if you chose Automatic Table 1, it would say Contents and then show you all the heading, text, and the page numbers next to them. If you went to Automatic Table 2, the only difference is it says Table of Contents instead of Contents. Again, I'm a purist, so I'm going to go with Table of Contents. And sure enough, I have something that looks a lot like my navigation pane, except I see page numbers. And at the top, it does say Table of Contents. Now, if I want to actually use this as a navigation tool, I can control click. I just control clicked on CRM option 1, so that's added automatically. But isn't that an incredible time saver? You don't have to do much work at all to get a table of contents. Now, I've got an extra page in here. I'm just going to get rid of that so that I don't have it. It does show up on page 1. Something to be concerned about is that if your page numbers change and if your text changes, you will need to manually update your table of contents. Let's look. Let's actually add a new item. This new item is going to be a new heading. Now, in order to make it show up in my table of contents, it's got to be a heading 1, a heading 2, or a heading 3. In other videos, we'll see it is possible to get other styles into your table of contents, but by default, Word is automatically going to include heading 1, 2s, and 3s. So here's a heading 1, and now if I now let's add a page break somewhere. So right before the second CRM system, let's add a page break. So currently it's on page 3, and if I add a page break, well, now it's on page 4. So let's go back to the table of contents to verify it did not update. So I should be seeing this new heading. It's not there. And CRM option 2 is actually on page 4 right now with the others. So that's not right. I need to update this. You can click in your table of contents. There's an update table option. If you're a right clicker, update field is available through right clicking. And if you're a keyboard shortcut person, F9 does the same. Now, no matter how you do it, with the table of contents, there's an extra option. Update page numbers only, update entire table. Well, what is the difference there? Well, page numbers only would not get that extra text that I added, because it's only going to worry about changed page numbers, not additions, deletions, or edits to the text. An update entire table would do that. It does the text and any page number changes. So you may be thinking, why would I ever go to update page numbers only, especially if I'm unsure? Well, if you're unsure, you probably should go to update entire table. But the idea behind the page number only option is sometimes updating a table of contents can take a while, 30, 40 seconds, when you update the entire table. If you choose the update page numbers only option, it's going to go much faster. So if you're absolutely sure it's just a page number choice, page numbers only. Just to show you that the page numbers will change with the page number option. Now, second CRM option is on page 4. The first CRM option is on page 3. Those page numbers were a little different because I had deleted an entire page also since I last updated my table of contents. But notice the extra option that I added in doesn't appear. That would require the other update, update entire table. Let's do that. And now I see new heading showing up. New heading showing up. It's this third option here. So again, safer to do that all the time. Now, what if I'm not interested in using heading styles? Let's go to the end. Let's add another page break. And let's say I'm adding in an appendix. But I want this to appear in my table of contents. Well, there is an option on the References tab. There's Add Text. And so Add Text actually has options. If it was a heading and you didn't want it included, you would choose the Do Not Show. All text that's not heading 1, 2, and 3 automatically don't show, but I can make it show. So do I want it level 1, level 2, level 3? I'll do it level 1. And interesting. This is, well, I was confused. I was thinking this is my table of contents, and I was saying, hey, it updated automatically. Well, it updates automatically in the navigation pane, but in my table of contents, looking for my appendix, of course, it's not there. And which option do I do? Page numbers or entire table? If you guessed entire table, you were right. The new text is not going to show up unless you do the entire table.
We hope this video helped. Make sure to click the thumbs up and click the subscribe button right here. And click the link above to check out our Limelight classes, a free virtual live training. See you in the next video.